Right, once again, the music in this video is courtesy of Gordon Forbes and Dunsey Dunsmore. Thank you very much, gents. This music is just entitled November 2012, which I presume is actually the recording date, so I don't know what it's actually called. A very talented bunch of guys. Now, going back a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a viewer in the comments section for one of my old Motown videos, and he was complaining about the price of Motown gear. Now, I actually got quite frustrated with this guy because he was comparing Motown products to certain generic products which are available from all different sources. Not the kind of products that I would even consider putting on my bikes. I think I finally got through to him, I'm not 100% sure. You see, the problem is a lot of custom parts suppliers, I won't call them manufacturers, don't manufacture their own parts. They just buy them in from suppliers in Asia and then have them packaged up with their name on them. It's a retail practice that we're all very used to these days. It's become almost a way of life. And yeah, Motown Customs could do that as well, but then there wouldn't be Motown Customs anymore. There wouldn't be the unique high quality products that we're used to seeing. At the end of the day, there's a huge difference between a cheap low quality part knocked together in some Asian sweatshop that's in all probability just been copied from someone else's hard work, and a proper product that's been designed from concept through to final prototype from scratch and then manufactured to the highest standards using the best quality materials. And at the end of the day, that is what customization is all about. It's about improving the quality of parts on your bike, not just changing them for something which is inferior that just looks different. A part that will increase the perceived value of a motorcycle, not devalue it. This week, Motown have released 3 new products. And to my mind, these products are a prime example of the difference between these cheap generic products that we see and a product that has actually been designed by someone, refined and then produced using the best possible method for that production, rather than just adopting a design that's been stolen from someone else, a design that's easy to produce. Starting off with Motown's new Magnum Force. At first glance, these are just nuts, brass nuts, very nicely polished, but to the layman, nothing out of the ordinary. But you can try just about every motor factor or nut and bolt manufacturer on the planet and you will not find a set exactly the same as these. They are, to all intents and purposes, unique. Designed and made from scratch, not just bought in. Now, I suppose each individual nut on its own would be called a magnum, but Motown call the kit the Magnum Force. I think the reason for the name is quite obvious. I know brass parts are not for everyone, but Motown tell me that the requests they get for brass parts is never ending. And they created these as a response to people that want brass nuts to replace the exhaust clamp fasteners that come with all the Bonneville models. And as far as I'm aware, it is a universal product that will fit all current liquid-cooled Bonneville models. Ordinarily, you would expect that these were just turned down from some standard hex brass bar. But these fasteners need to be flanged in order to spread out the force when they're tightened up. So instead, in order to get the product absolutely right, Motown Customs chose to CNC machine each individual nut from high quality brass billet. Each individual magnum is then hand polished to produce a unique high quality custom part. It's not just a nut. These are Motown Customs Magnum Force. These are incredibly easy to fit. The only caveat I would give is do not over tighten. I know that Triumph give out torque values for fastening these up, but seriously, I've heard of a lot of people shearing off the studs trying to achieve those torque values. Best advice I can give is screw them in until the thread stops and then 1/10 to 1/8 of a turn only. Right, moving on to the Stilo. Now these are a brass part, I think exclusively for the T120 and the T100 liquid cooled Bonnevilles. A precision made hot forged clutch cable bracket. This one is actually a prototype that I fitted months ago. I'm not sure what grade of brass they're using, but it seems to be standing up to the elements very well. And again, it's one of those parts that people have been screaming out for. In fact, I think in recent months in videos where I've shown the T120, it's been a constant source of comments. As of this week, Motorn do have them on the shelves, and these, just like every other product in their product range at the moment, can be purchased with 22% off via their Black Friday promotion. It lasts, I think it was until Monday evening at 12 PM, and the discount code is in the video description down below. And finally, the Blackjack is back. I think Motorn Customs are quite famous now for the huge range of different Monza caps that they produce. It must be at least a couple of years ago now that Sam told me people had been asking for a Union Jack contrast cut Monza cap. And I remember him sending some photographs through to me. His original concept was to take the standard Monza caps and then CNC machine the Union Jack design into them. Now, to me, these looked absolutely fine, but Sam wasn't happy with them. So, fast forward 2 years, some enormous expense and a complete new set of designs and moulds, and the Blackjack Monza Cap is now available. To all intents and purposes, this is the same precision die-cast item that we're used to seeing from Motorn. The only difference being that the actual lid of the cap is a complete new design and mould. The cap is then black powder coated, and the contrast areas of the Union Jack design are hand polished. You won't see one like this anywhere else on the market. Now, one little gripe about these Monzas that does crop up every now and again in the comments is the height. You know, people complaining that it does sit too high off the tank. When Motorn first designed these Monza caps, they wanted them to be as faithful to the original E-Knot Monza caps as possible. And those originals were an accessory for the racing world. They were designed to be proud of the mounting surface for easy and quick filling by the pit stop crews. And Motorn adopted that as one of the design criteria for these Monza caps. I think the big problem these days is that people are used to seeing the false Monza caps. You know, standard fuel caps just designed to look like a Monza, which do tend to be quite streamlined and close to the tank. These are merely a nod to the Monza cap rather than a faithful reproduction. And personally, I know which I prefer. Right, don't forget you can get 22% off any of these or any of Motorn's products up until midnight on Monday using the discount code in the video description down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching this and my other videos, and in doing so helping to support this channel. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell and ensure that all your notifications are enabled in your settings. I will of course be back next week, so until then, please ride safely and I'll see you soon.